I'm Michael Fairman. I'm on the set of The Young and the Restless, and with two of my favorite people, Greg Rikaart and Elizabeth Hendrickson, we're sitting in Crimson Lights to chat about Kevin and Chloe and being back in Genoa City. So when you find out you're coming back, Elizabeth, what did you think? You were like, oh my God? Or were you like, oh good? Okay.
No, I think it was definitely a surprise to get the call.
Yeah.
It came kind of out of, I mean, I wouldn't say nowhere, because I saw Missy coming back and I saw Michelle coming back, and it looked like they were getting the gang back together. I wasn't sure if I was next on the list, so when I did get the call, I was really excited. And then, of course, I chimed in with my better half, and he was too. And then I was like, well, let's do it.
Is that what happened for you, or what happened for you, Greg?
Well, I had come to visit when Melody was having her 40th anniversary. Being back on set then, and that was a few months before I ended up coming back. The energy here was just so wonderful, and it felt like old times. And I was like, man, it would be nice to be back, because it felt like the way it used to feel. I had a conversation with Josh and expressed that that it was nice being back in the building. A little bit later, I got a phone call saying that they were inviting me back. So that felt...
I mean, so many people were excited about your return to the show because we had that 14-year run that we all wanted to see continue. And then it kind of got pulled out, and we were all devastated for you, and we all missed Kevin so much.
Yeah, I did too.
You know,
it was pretty disheartening for me too. In hindsight, I'm grateful for having gone through those 2 years of not being here, because I think I've tapped into a new level of gratitude for this place, for working with these great actors I get to work with. I had it really good for a long time, and getting knocked on the ass every now and again is a good thing to take with you in life, you know?
And also, not talk about, but you did end up on other shows. So you worked again, so it wasn't like you can't be like, oh, I can't work. I mean, you guys worked, and then you came home.
We did.
So, yeah.
And it was really, this is and has always been my family, but it was nice to go somewhere else and meet the other actors that I've actually been watching and admiring for a really long time. And there were some actors that I had also worked with. I don't know, it was just like an extension of this soap world that we kind of live in, and I'm really thankful that I've been able to now be on 3 shows throughout my career, and I've played now 4. The 3 shows, 4 roles, yeah. And I've learned so much throughout it, so I'm so thankful for the whole journey.
Do you remember when the two of you first met?
I do.
What happened? What did you think of her? What did you really think of her? What did Greg think of Liz?
We first met outside of the show.
Yeah. Oh, do you mean the first time we met?
No, when you
ever?
met.
Was that in the car?
No, I had already known you.
Jonathan.
I am responsible for getting his house sold to Rebecca Buddick.
Thanks
See, Rebecca Buddick, it always comes back to Rebecca Buddick, right?
It is my finding fee, by the way.
No, but I guess so then the first time we met was at the W Hotel in Westwood, right?
I don't remember that, but I don't.
So we
but
can't
who
really
was the
tell the
connection?
story because
Jonathan Bennett.
Oh. I just couldn't remember who the connection was and where it happened.
I think it was there, and there was like the W Hotel in Westwood would have I think like a Sunday fun day kind of thing where you could
and
go
one of my best friends worked there.
Got it. That's probably why we were there. So we were there on a random Sunday, just having some drinks and
then you end up working together later. Is that how?
But it was years later.
Years later.
I
think at that you still maybe even lived in New York at the time.
I definitely did, because I remember seeing you at the Emmys in New York or something in New York, because I was with my other best friend, and whatever, we recognized. We definitely saw each other outside.
And that's how it works in the soap world. Like even if you don't know somebody, you certainly know of them. Yeah. So when you do meet, it's like you feel like you've got a little background on them already, and that's certainly how it was with us. And then when you came here, I wonder how the friendship sort of began. Maybe it was.
It was when we went on that awful cruise. I'm sorry.
The awful cruise. I knew there would be a moment where they were.
No, it was awful.
Was it awful? Like seasick awful?
We had so
everything?
much fun.
Yeah.
We had so much fun. And Eden Regal and her husband.
And Andrew?
And you should look it up, because it is probably one of the best videos.
Eden Elizabeth
Ensenada. That we were because we were stuck on this ship.
See, there's nothing worse to me than being stuck on
and Andrew had his camera with him, and we just did this whole little short about us being trapped on this ship and waking up, and it was like 1978 or
it
something.
was. Well, the ship was like
was
a
like-
floating Best Western.
Yeah.
It was not
Oh,
a
God.
in
beautiful-
1970
Oh, God.
something.
Oh,
And we're like, we feel like we're in a time warp, and so
Yeah.
we sort of piggybacked off that.
And Greg and I would have these scenes together, and we would look at each other, and we would just look at each other, and we would laugh.
It seems
In
here.
fact-
No,
in
and
fact-
that,
I'm there,
and
I'm
that.
there.
It started there.
That's where it started. So then we started working with each other a little. When we would be on set with each other, we'd be like, I can't work with you. Like, all we do is laugh when we look at each other. And then finally we got over it.
It was the booth saying, stop laughing.
And then really at one of the holiday parties when Maria Rena Bell was our executive producer, we just started showing up and being like,
When can
hey,
we work
wouldn't we be
together?
cute together? And we kind of always, and then
I think I
they tried it
remember
out.
you were- yeah, they tried it out.
And what if we made a mistake? Maybe we should take him to the ER.
No, it's too late for that. We've already committed half a dozen crimes, including tampering with a crime scene and harboring a fugitive.
Yeah, you're right. If the police found out what we did, it will ruin the deal Michael's getting for you.
And Billy could get arrested for attempted murder.
I guess we have no choice.
Why are they such misfits and yet they find themselves they always get themselves in a deep trouble.
Yeah.
And Kevin's always rescuing her.
Yeah. But it's funny because it's Kevin rescues Chloe, Michael rescues Kevin. There's a through line of there's a quirkiness, a straddling the line between I think wanting to sort of abide by the rules and behave and be lawful, but always being sort of lured into something that is illegal, or whether it's wanting to kill somebody or wanting to hack into a computer. There's temptation.
Yeah, but he's saved her many times. He's gone to the ends of the earth to protect her.
As he should.
As you see, but she's been cray.
Well, she's the best
Yeah,
thing
She's
that's ever
yeah.
happened to
been
her.
cray,
Cray.
cray. But that's why he's, the yin to her yang.
Well, he's been cray too before.
I
It's
know,
like,
and
I
but that's
know.
why they're perfect together.
So we just recently saw that Chloe pushed Adam out of the way because
She's very
Billy,
strong.
she's mighty strong that
She's
one.
been working out
She's been
since she's
working
been
out
back in
since she's been
Genoa
gone.
City.
So she pushes him out of the way because Billy can literally run him down and saves his life,
Yeah.
basically. And now they find themselves with a Billy that they don't know what to do with in a cabin.
She
and
carried him in.
Carried,
Yeah.
dropped him down.
All you did in Portland was hike.
So that's what's been going on while she's been away. And then I love the fact
Eat
that
granola and
granola on a health kick.
Hey, buddy. Quite a night. You feeling okay? All right. Here, give me. Okay, I'm sorry. This is gonna hurt me more than it hurts you.
And then Kevin injects him. Where does he get? What did he?
Don't worry about it.
Is that what do you ever say? Why? How did I know how to do this? Or do
No,
you
but
just?
doesn't that
you have to
like,
suspend
without whether or not you suspend belief, doesn't it make perfect sense that if anyone had something to knock somebody out with, it would be Kevin, just on the ready.
Right. So now she's worried about Billy. Very worried.
Yes.
And she feels for him.
She
obviously.
feels for him because I think that she has finally, after all of the
Explosions and dart guns.
the rehab that she's had out in natural habitat and while she was hiking
Was that
and eating
Oregon?
granola.
Were they in Oregon?
Portland.
Portland.
And working in the coffee house
I see.
there with cats. I imagine that we had a cat coffee house. We have a whole backstory.
Have you discussed this backstory?
I'm learning
You're
about
learning
it.
it right now. So this is what she plays in the scene. Okay. So you have a cat coffee house.
Cat coffee house, and I hike on the weekends and eat granola. But she doesn't want him to go down the road that she has gone down. And the last thing that his children needs, what her daughter has experienced, is having a mother who is troubled and not being there for her child. And she doesn't want Billy to go through what she went through. And she's finally come out on the other side and wants to help him and protect him. She also knows that Delia would never want her father to take revenge.
It's interesting that one moment in time that Delia's hit and run that has kept going in story through writers and people. Like it's kept going, and they've found ways to keep that history.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes soaps don't do that and they'll like drop it away, but
Sure.
they haven't done that.
Well, I think
here.
I can just imagine with a tragedy like that, you don't, it stays with you. So it makes sense that it is very much part of Chloe's life, of Billy's life, and tangentially Kevin and everyone, and Esther and everyone else connected.
I need to hear you say it. I deserve to hear you say the words. Chloe, if you ever loved me, I do. Tell me the truth! Tell me the truth!
I didn't, okay? I didn't. I blew on that coffee because I needed Adam to die.
And isn't it more freeing now that Chloe actually can say she's alive, because she kept like, hiding and, you know.
Yeah.
Chelsea didn't slap her.
I know.
I thought she would really slap
I
her.
know. I
Push her up
kind of
against that
wanted
jukebox.
a little bit more of a
I thought there'd be a
fight.
tussle. Yeah.
I know. I would have loved another fight because people keep on posting
The old
our
fight.
old fight,
Oh, yeah.
and it's just
Never say never.
they're so that's true.
Yeah.
But I also love their friendship, so it's nice.
She wants her back as her friend.
Yeah.
Do you think that's a tall order though?
It is a tall order. And Chelsea's going through a lot. But
But Chloe's like, so what?
I
I'll
don't know.
make it."
Everyone seems to be taking like forgiving pills around town, so we'll see.
Kevin's like, oh,
Kevin's
You're-
like,
I'll have
yeah.
a hypodermic needle here. Right
forgiveness?
here.
Is that what we're... Okay.
Michael.
Ow! How could you do this? Betray me? Destroy our family?
Greg, you have this on-screen and off-screen. Christian LeBlanc plays your brother, and on-screen, Michael kind of saved him.
Yeah.
Again, even though he was the DA, and then he got pissed, and he punched Michael.
Yeah, yeah.
How was the punching scene to do?
Oh, it was a gift from
You're like,
the
thank
gods.
you.
I actually thanked Josh for it. I said, thank you for that punch. No, I adore Christian, but it was fun. And it was a great, I think that was the moment that we first see Kevin and Chloe again. So it was a really nice,
Yeah.
fun reintroduction.
I mean, do you think this will constantly be the through line that Michael will continue to save his little brother?
Yeah, I think
I mean,
so.
that they'll never really not play that, I don't.
I mean, that's just sort of the dynamic, right? Michael is the more reformed, but still like cut from the same
Yeah,
cloth.
yeah.
You know, Kevin is the ne'er-do-well. And sort of, it's funny the way it works down, right? So then maybe Kevin's a little more reformed than Chloe, and Chloe's the ne'er-do-well, and, you know, so we're all saving somebody.
Right. Do you
Who
two
am I
have
saving? Oh,
Bella.
Billy.
Billy?
Oh, yeah.
You're
I
say
saving
Billy.
Billy.
You're supposed to be.
I'm alive.
Who knows?
A few people?
Don't tell me one of them is Adam. You're the one that shot him.
And Adam is the reason why we're here right now.
What is this?
I need your help. You're the only one I can trust.
And how's working with Jason Thompson?
Great.
Yeah.
I got to work with him a little bit the last time I was here.
Right.
But I've always admired his work so much.
He's wonderful.
He's really,
He's
really,
really good,
wonderful.
yeah.
I've actually known him personally outside of work before I ever knew him.
Did you go on a cruise with him too?
He was not on the cruise, unfortunately. Fortunately for him, he wasn't on the cruise.
Yeah.
I knew him outside of the soap world through mutual friends, and it was always a pleasure to see him then, and then being able to work with him is even better because he's just great. He's really, really great. He's a good, solid guy as well.
I don't hate you.
So, you?
You're gonna make me say it again?
Well, yeah, I'm a brat.
I want you, okay?
Well, I don't know, this is just so sudden.
Chloe, don't you dare.
I want you to.
You know they say what you do at midnight, you're gonna be doing all year long, you know.
But look out, that's why I'm here, duh.
Good, come here.
Do you have a favorite scene that you guys have ever done together with her?
I mean, the first one that comes to mind is our New Year's.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we still have the same one.
And why is that for you?
Well, that was when we first got together. And it was, the build up to that was like a really long time coming. And I thought it was so beautifully played where I think Kevin had finally given up on the idea of us being together, and he's out with Spray Tan Girl.
Oh yeah, spray
New
tan
Year's Eve,
girl.
and all I'm doing the entire time is just complaining about her. And she's home in her pajamas eating ice
Yeah.
cream with Esther.
Yeah.
And then
And as I'm complaining about him, I realize that no,
don't-
it actually is him. He is the guy that I'm supposed to be with, and she comes running to him, and it's just a really great It was just a great rom-com moment for us, and I think that it was so truthful. It was we've all, I think, had at some point of our lives. It was very youthful and I
very
remember.
throwback to John Hughes 1980s rom-coms.
Well, that's what makes you guys so you pop on the canvas when you're on, because it's very different than the other characters, right? And you have that different chemistry and that different relationship, that kind of quirky, more real kind of thing going on. Would you say?
Yeah, well, we were, we had some scenes a few weeks ago, and we're like, oh, this isn't played the way some other scenes that, without giving anything away, some other scenes of this type are played on the show, and rather than fight against that, it's like, all right, well, this is who we are as a couple, and this is who these characters are. So just dive into it head first.
Yeah.
How's it been playing with Mark Grossman as Adam and watching how Kevin was controlled by him to do this and do that and do that?
I mean, it was great to play because it gave Kevin a strong point of view about that character, which is always helpful, and Mark's tremendous and wonderful, and I really liked that story a lot because Kevin was really stuck between a rock and a hard place, and doing these things he really didn't want to do, but it was all for the greater good, and and the dynamic was real fun.
Yeah. So what have the fans said to you about your return? What are they saying to you on social media?
I haven't paid attention to. I'm not a
Because
big.
she got married in the middle of this.
Yeah, I did get married
Yeah.
in the middle of all of it. I'm not very big on Twitter, but sometimes I get little notifications, and people are saying really great things about seeing us both back together, and excited to see what's going to happen with Chloe and Chelsea. From what I have read, through Instagram and all that, everyone's really excited, and I'm happy that they're as excited as I am. Of course. It's nothing. There's nothing better than a nice warm welcome.
Yeah.
Right. And what are they saying to
Same.
you?
It's
I
everyone's-
heard different, but
A little different?
Oh, they're excited.
It's a little are they excited about it?
I think they're excited.
They're kind of excited?
No, I think they're excited that we're back, and that sort of fuels my excitement too.
Yeah.
Because when I was gone and I really missed this place, then knowing that other people missed having me here and that there was excitement that I was coming back, sort of like, oh, I wasn't crazy. This was this was something special.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to stay tuned for more capers,
Okay.
more drama, more romance, maybe more syringes, I don't know. But make sure you watch Liz and Greg on The Young and the Restless weekdays on CBS. Thank you both so much. It's
Thank
great to see you.
Always great to see you.
Thank you.